I got involved with Oxy about 3 years ago when I was dating my ex-girlfriend. She had her mom's and stepdad's wedding, and I went to that and I met her brother there, and he was like, "You want to have a good time tonight? Let's pop a Percocet." So I was like, all right, whatever, why not? So I did, and it made me feel great. Like, it made me feel like full body buzz. I felt awesome about everything, and I felt like I had no problems at all. Then it was like a few months later, basically, like down the road until I did it again, and I started thinking about making money, because I've always been into making money. That's what I want to do. And I knew a lot of people who were addicted to it, and I was like, I can make a lot of money doing this. So basically I started off really like simple and just talking to people, saying, can I buy your prescription off you? Even if it's like for like half price, I'll buy the whole thing off you, whatever. And I started off that way. Then I knew I wanted to make more. I got addicted to making more money almost. I wanted to keep making more. So what I did was I started going to clinics, and then I started to go to like hospitals, the ER, and I started putting on the fake casts and using all my grandma's equipment, because she's a nurse, and I started using that and made it look like I was sick, and just things like that, and lying to doctors and finding out what to say and things like that. So it was, I don't know, it's kind of messed up, but like whatever. So I started doing it here and there, and then it became an everyday thing just to help me out and help me to like cope with any problems that I have. And at the time I was going through a lot of different things. My parents were arguing like all the time, and my dad is he can be a very physical and very verbal abusive person. So whenever I wanted to deal with that, I would just take some of that. It takes all the pain away, and you feel great. I started using that for every little problem I had in my life. And then sooner or later I just started doing way too much of it every day, and I got addicted to it, and soon enough I wasn't making any money. I wasn't basically doing anything. It just became like my everyday thing, and I knew I had to get help with it. When I was at work and falling asleep, I knew I had to keep myself awake. So when I started doing coke to keep myself awake, and that made me happy, and it like counterattacked it, and I felt like you feel like nothing can hurt you. So I started doing that, and I got way too caught up in that way too fast, and I started doing a lot, spending like $200 a day on just the coke itself, and then like that's not even including like the oxys. So it was almost like I think a $250-$300 a day habit that I had going, and I just got really depressed afterwards, and it just ruined me. You become a complete different person. People saw me doing it at work too, and people would come up to me and they'd be like, bro, everyone knows what's going on. And I'm like, man, like really? Like just get off me, leave me alone. Like, I would just ignore it and just deny everything. And people would be like, they saw you in your car. Like, they know what you're doing. They know that you used to sell it. Everyone knows. And I would just be like, whatever. Like, I don't want to talk to you. And I got so defensive about everything. And I was just like, whatever. I don't care. You're all a bunch of losers. I thought I was like awesome because I was doing this shit. And I'm like, whatever. I'm a fucking rock star. That's basically how I felt. And it's not the way it turned out to be, because here I am basically killing myself, and like it's just the worst. I started missing like every day at work, and just not showing up, doing the job slower than what I do right now, and like I was it was the worst. It just gone. Basically, I wasn't even thinking, so I was ruined from that. My family at the time, they didn't know. They had no idea anything was going on about me getting the fake prescriptions, and they actually, to be honest with you, they still don't know that part about it. But they know, obviously they know now that I have a problem, that I had a problem with it. But it was like, at the time they didn't even realize because they were way too caught up in their own stuff. Like my mom had her own things going on with my dad, and my dad had his own things going on at work. And so I was just kind of, actually it wasn't even really like a family. It was more like just people living in a house. It's kind of like, it was weird. Like you're going home and you walk on eggshells almost because you feel like you have to watch what you say. And then just, they had no idea, so whatever. And then when it finally all came out, I told them because I had missed like 3 days of work, and my dad came up to me and said, "What's going on with you?" And I just completely broke down and told them. This was after I had an overdose at work. Just doing my job like just regular, and I couldn't see anything. My vision just went blank. And then everything went black, just right out, and just like nothing. I don't even remember. I just remember like a heat wave going through my body. And then I woke up, and they had sent me to the hospital, and they picked me up. And they sent an ambulance there, and I woke up and I was in the hospital with an IV and everything. And I just remember the doctor walking in, and I just spilled out everything to him. I told him, I was like, "Listen, man, like I got a big problem. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck." I was crying to the doctor because I felt like I had sunk so low that it was done. Like I was done. And so I told them everything, and they were going to send me to Homewood in Guelph, and I went there, and it was honestly the best thing that I'd ever done. They basically taught me how to cope with any problem that I had, any reasons why I started doing it, getting any feelings off my chest. And there were a couple main problems where they really broke me down there, and it was like it was basically like things that happened in high school, like with my ex-girlfriend. She had an abortion with my kid, and she didn't tell me about it, and it was like that really bothers me to this day, because like that's like, you know, that's something that really, that like it bothers me. Like I don't like knowing that fact, and I wish it could have turned out like completely different, but there's nothing I can do about it. And they teach you that there's nothing that you can do about it, and you have to just accept the things that happen in life, and it's the way that it is. And then there was a lot of problems with me and my dad, and they taught me how to fix it, how to try to fix things, and if he didn't really want something, then that's his problem, not mine. At least I made the attempt to try, and things have been a lot better. I've been using the tools that they gave me, and just everything's been great ever since. And you know, any problem that comes up, I learn how to deal with it and look at it in a positive way. Like the glass is half full instead of half empty, and it really helps. Like I wake up and I'm not upset with my life. I don't use any excuses anymore, and any problem that comes my way, I could see it as just being my problem myself, not anyone else's, and I could do whatever I want to fix it. My advice for people: don't do drugs. Like I don't know, I can't really say anything for other people, but like, if I were you, I wouldn't do drugs. But you can't really tell people that, because like you have to go through your own shit. And I would maybe say to people to be more cautious about things around you, about people around you, and try to make the right decisions and think about your future. I got a long life ahead of me. I can do whatever I want. And basically that's the way that I'm always going to look at it. I can do whatever I want, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do whatever I want because I can, and I deserve it.